Greetings, Earthlings. Here we are again, another episode of Bush League Geek. Today, we are going to be talking about some of the new TV shows that have come out this week, and some of the returning ones. And also, we are going to talk about The Martian towards the end of the show. This is Cody, and I am your host for today.
You know, he's got that
on the smooth sound.
I know, right?
A very minimal.
A bush.
A
League
bush.
Geek. Got that velvety.
Purple rain over here.
Well, okay, guys. First, we're going to kick off with the new shows, like I've said before. First one up on the list is Blind Spot. Did any of you guys watch it, and what did you think?
Yes, I did watch it. This is Kevin.
I watched one episode, the first episode.
In complete sentence form, please.
Kevin.
Yes,
Blind Spot.
yes, I did watch that show, Blind Spot. Thank you for asking.
I thought
it was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good. It's an interesting concept.
How everything that the cases that they work on is basically tattooed on her body.
Yeah, but she was OD. She was OD'd on some sort of truth serum or something, or what? No, what's the stuff that
it
makes
was
you...
some type of a serum that makes you forget things.
Yeah, but she was like injected with an amount
a whole
of it.
IV bag full of it. Yeah,
I would think at that point you would just kind of kill over like.
Well, see, I'm really curious where this show's gonna go. Like I said, it's good so far, and I like it. It's just, it's kind of hard to see the reasoning behind all of it because the whole premise is like her body is completely covered with tattoos, and supposedly these tattoos all lead to like future crimes and terrorists and stuff like that. And on the back of on her back, it's written. The name of an FBI agent.
Kurt Wessler or something like that.
It's
the dude that played
Wellen, something like that. Yeah.
So I haven't watched this, but you know what it sounds like? It sounds like the movie Knowing.
Yeah, see, it's kind of like that.
Where he had the list of numbers that he figured out meant future things that were going to happen that were big bad events like plane crashes and so forth.
Yeah, like
tattoos on a hot woman.
Yeah. But see, this is weird because it's like, obviously somebody wanted her to go to the FBI and work with this guy, Weller, or whatever his name is. But my thing is, if you wanted this guy to know about all this stuff, like, why go through the trouble of wiping somebody's memory and tattoo their entire body? Why don't you just call the dude and be like, hey, like, this is what's going on, man. Well, I'm going to send you an email with a list of some things that you need to look into.
Send him a nice letter.
Yeah. Send him a nice letter.
Well, I mean,
it
would also be like a 1 hour show and be like, that's it. So, suspense.
I feel like
maybe the person who did it is the person who's going to go after all those people.
We'll see.
It's going to last about
two
seasons at max.
Yeah.
I don't see it lasting more than 2 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked it. But it's one of those, how far can you go with it? Just because of stuff like that. You know? I mean, I really enjoyed it, though. The acting was good.
Once you run out of tattoos to look at, like, what can we do?
But another thing that's interesting is towards the end of the show, sorry if I'm spoiling this for anybody, but you find out that she's the one that decides that she wants her memory wiped. And this guy asks her, are you sure you want to do this? And she said, yeah, it's my only choice. So, I don't know. And my curiosity's peaked. I kind of got to stick around just a little bit to see if they, I don't know, explain it.
She's supposed to, he thinks that she is the little girl that disappeared.
Yes.
So, I was actually confused on that. Is that supposed to be his sister or his friend?
I was confused on that too. I don't think we're supposed to know the full extent of that yet. It's probably something that they're going to explain later on.
You know, just sitting here looking at all the days and premieres and stuff, what's a good day to watch TV?
The best day to watch TV, I don't know.
It's usually in days that end in Y.
Yeah. Just
somebody needs just
on the weekend. On the weekend when you're bored, just binge watch.
I'm just saying, like I'm looking at like all this stuff going on. And, like Monday's a solid lineup, Wednesday solid lineup.
Like what day beats all the other days when it comes to primetime TV?
DVR day.
Oh, Friday.
DVR day.
Like that.
DVR day.
The day you have free time.
It's the new age. Let's be real.
Because I remember when I was younger, it was always Thursdays and Sundays. Because Thursdays you had like Grey's Anatomy and all stuff like that, and then Sundays, of course, you had Game of Thrones.
So what else is on NBC that's worth?
All right, yeah, we're gonna get into those. Okay, since we're talking about NBC, you brought up.
Yeah, we'll go. That's a good idea.
Let's go ahead and let's see The Player. Anybody watch that?
I didn't know it had Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes. It's really good. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. Basically, the idea is that a bunch of rich people figured out this formula for predicting like crimes and stuff like that. Not like they know the future, but they figure out probability of certain things happening at a certain time. There's three main characters. There's Wesley Snipes and his assistant and this other guy. There's basically the woman. It's the house. Like that's what their whole operation's called. They're the house. Wesley Snipes is the pit boss. His assistant, she's the dealer, and the third guy is what they call the player. And basically, what they do is they bet on his probability and success rate of stopping crimes and stuff like that. It's really good. Sounds kind of far-fetched, but I liked it a lot. Let's move on to...
Heroes is on NBC.
Yeah, let's move on to Heroes. Heroes Reborn. Go.
From watching the seasons... That scared me. From watching the seasons from past, watching it now, I think it's pretty good. The only thing I kind of really think they're trying to do too hard on is the whole, when they had Hero and his friend type relationship with the Japanese and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. They're trying to do something like that again with a girl and a guy.
So
and it's, to me, I feel like they shouldn't do that because they're trying to make it kind of like the old Heroes a little bit. You know, if it's supposed to be Heroes Reborn, why do old shit?
Yeah.
So that's what I was going to ask. Since I never watched the first Heroes, would I understand the second? Would I understand Reborn?
I will say this. You will understand it. They do a decent job where it is kind of a new show, but the names and stuff that they throw out there, you're not gonna know them unless you did watch Heroes. Mm-hmm. But they do a good job of describing that person. Like in the second episode, they mentioned Hero. Well, you don't know who that person is unless you watch the first one. But you learn their powers pretty quickly from Bennett.
Yeah.
So. And
you won't know who he is unless you watch the first one. But yeah. But all in all, I think it's really good. I'm happy.
Is it living up to the Hero hype? Because I know a lot of people love Heroes.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean,
it's getting there.
I like it's getting there.
I mean, it's only 3 episodes.
Still a lot of mystery.
So, yeah.
In it, on the first episode, there's some big event that happens, and you have no idea what happens that day. Most of it is Noah Bennett trying to figure out the events of that day and what happened.
Isn't it like 6 months after the
explosion,
the last incidents of the, or was it a year after Siler, or after season 4?
I think.
I
want to say they said, didn't they say like 4 years?
No, I think it was 6 months.
Was it just 6 months after that?
It was like 6 months or a year.
Well, see, that's another thing that confuses me too about that. Because apparently the cheerleader, Claire Bennett, is dead. And I'm just trying to figure that out. Like, how did she die? Like, that's what I want to know. And another thing, and if that's just their way of writing her out of the story because they can't get Hayden Panettiere or whatever, I just think that's kind of ridiculous. Like, why do you have to kill the person who's supposedly can't be killed? Why don't you just say, hey, she's in Alaska?
Well, I will say this, though. After the
hey, she went and took a trip.
Took a trip. She's tired of this
shit.
Well,
I'll say this. After the second episode, there was a lot of stuff that was kind of answered, but yet gained new questions, especially at the end of it. Mm-hmm. But I kind of do like the fact that, I wouldn't say I like the fact that she's dead, but I like the fact that that's added into it. Because that gives Bennett some sort of a drive, and then yet it's adding all these other people. Mm-hmm. And they've done a good job so far of getting all these characters tethered together, but yet they don't even know each other. Yeah. Same as the first Heroes.
That's true, and I'm really curious about Zachary Levi's character. Like, that's... Because, I'm used to Zach Levi from Chuck. Like, one of my favorite...
Which one is he?
Nerd shows ever. He's the guy him and his wife are, like, chasing everybody
and
out.
I think he's got a power.
Yeah. Now, I've never seen him play that type of character before, and it's you go into it and you're like, oh, man, Chuck. Chuck got
Now,
Sam.
if you remember at the end of episode 2 and
It's
what
actually
happens to Zachary Levi's character, do you think his power is the same as in the first season when Peter Petrelli just blew up, or do you think
it was that guy Ted? I think that Peter got the power from the nuclear guy. Yeah, and I'm curious about that too. I don't know his character. It seems like he's torn to me.
Yeah.
They come off as being these bad guys, but for some reason, I think they're going to turn that around. And maybe the fact that he's starting to discover that he has powers is going to cause him to start seeing things differently.
I think his wife might turn on him.
But his wife is psycho bitch.
See, part of me wants to sit there and say that he's always known he's had powers. It's just always been one of those out of control incidences and stuff like that he can't.
Yeah.
And so when he sees it starting to act up, he starts kind of getting, I guess, stingy.
Yeah, and maybe that's why he acts so funny about it. He's like, can we just go home? Like, I think he's doing it just to please his wife because she's still so upset about losing their kid.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. He's still been pretty ruthless and very intelligent. And, that makes a dangerous combination there. So.
That's, segue. But Minority Report. Like with Vilma, was it Wilma Villarama? Wilmer, yeah.
Yeah, Fez.
I can't see, but like he's in that and he's trying to be like some serious badass agent, and I don't see him anything other than.
I see him from that Saturday show and Yo Mama on
That's
MTV.
it. That's it.
Like,
I
don't know. I'm happy for him, man. I'm proud of him that he can move on past that.
Yeah, I haven't seen him do anything serious other than those two things.
But with Minority Report, all right, we've got conflicting ideas on this. I don't like it.
Well,
But y'all like it.
You don't like anything new that's come out.
You don't like
Actually, I do. I do like some stuff, but we can't talk about it right now.
Sir, right before we started this podcast, you told me you do not like dark matter. You watched 15 minutes of it and stopped.
I just said I put it on hold.
You're
put it on hold.
You're on hold, sir.
I'm going to talk to you outside.
You're on.
I need to see you outside.
I mean, it's a cool concept and everything. It's the after the precogs, but I mean, honestly, it's just
really
you
the only truly reason I'm watching it
is the hot chick.
Yes,
Megan, good.
She is good to go.
Good to go. There we go. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, Minority Report. I liked it.
It's a good concept.
It's a good concept. I honestly don't think it's going to go that far, though. I enjoy watching it, but it's not something I'm going to look forward to every week. It's going to be like, oh, hey, Minority Report's on my DVR.
Yeah.
Let me watch it.
I ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah, and
check out that booty.
Yeah, it's just not the same. And Fox just doesn't do good with futuristic shows like that. Almost Human. They canceled that. I have no idea why. And you had Carl Urban, man.
Yeah. That was a good show.
TV show?
Good
I don't
show.
know. It's great. Let's go ahead and talk about Limitless now. Another TV show that was based on a good movie.
What is that? What network is that on?
I believe it's on
Well, if it's,
NBC. No, I think it's CBS. Yeah.
Okay. Well, if it's on CBS,
It's on
then I'm gonna
CBS.
have to
Yeah.
watch
Have you
it.
guys seen Limitless? Everybody here?
I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie.
Oh, that movie's great.
It's a great movie. That's what drew me in. Bradley Cooper is actually in it.
I was
in
gonna
the first
say
episode.
he's actually he's in it to be like, hey, here's,
he plays a
here's your
small
drug.
role. Not really sure what the extent of it is yet.
But see, what do you think the timeline is? Do you think it's before he goes off of it? Because if you look at the way he looks inside the episode, looks like he was still on it.
Well, it takes place 4 years after the events of the movie.
So he grew his hair back out.
But that's what I'm confused about, because he tells the guy in there, I've been taking NZT every morning for the last 4 years. And I was like, well, I could have sworn at the end of Limitless he said he weaned himself off of it.
Yeah, and he still has all the benefits from it.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that maybe he just
the
lied about being off of it to take suspicion from anybody else to be like, oh, hey, this guy's got NZT and all that, whatever.
I don't remember if he said he was off of it or if he said he formulated something that didn't
That
make him
reduced
have to
it.
have more every day.
Well, see, that's what it is. The TV show. He's got some kind of a vaccine or some inoculation that he gives the guy that basically he can take as much as he wants, but he has none of the side effects.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he doesn't the main character in the TV show does not really retain any of it. It's like he takes it, he's on, and then he crashes at the end of the day, and you know, I don't know.
Wouldn't it be horrible to wake up every day at your normal, which has always been good enough, to know that you're shit compared to what you were the day before?
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing that bothers me about the show, actually. I don't know. There's just a lot of confusion with the way it works. I think it's a different form of NZT. It's something the government made, and maybe that's why it doesn't work as well.
Who else was in the movie with him? Was it Robert De Niro?
Yes.
And he was the guy who said, you'll end up working for me. And Bradley Cooper was like, yeah, go away.
Yeah. Well, see, also at the end of that movie, what I thought was interesting, it seemed like he had gotten so intelligent that he was almost to the point where he could, like, predict things.
That's what he
predicted the car crash.
He predicts the car crash.
But then he said he was basically using his powers to get into politics.
Yeah, so. And in that show, he's a senator.
Okay.
He's a senator in there. Apparently, there's a lot of rumors of him running as president, but he's like, I don't know if I want to run for president because you'd be surprised how much time senators get off. He's like, it's amazing. I'm not giving that up. I don't blame him. But his role, it's very interesting. That's another show. It started off really good to me. The second episode was kind of blah. It's whatever. I'm just kind of disappointed with the whole I'm shit when I'm not on NCT, but I'm going to go work at the FBI and they're going to give me a pill and all of a sudden I'm awesome. But at the end of the day, I'm shit again. Like, whatever.
Depression, man.
Well, yeah. It's,
I was, I think it was
pills for that
comicbook.com. It was like Blind Spot just wrecked the ratings the first week.
Yeah, there was like 22 million.
But then the second week, the only thing that really stood strong, everything dropped off except Gotham.
Yeah.
And like, so it seems like the first episode for a lot of these shows were strong.
Well, they promo the crap out of the first episode. They promo the ever-loving crap out of every single first episode. Return episode, premiere episode, whatever the first episode is, you can't get away from those promos. But when you're talking about the second episode, you don't see anything. Yeah. They paid for that. They paid for that ad time to get you to watch it in the first place. Yeah. And I guess they're banking on that first episode pulling you in.
That's what I'm saying. If the first episode was good enough, then...
Like, what have you heard about Fear the Walking Dead since it came out?
Nothing.
I gave up on episode 3.
I heard it's getting better and stuff.
No, but he's talking about like as far as like advertising and stuff like that.
Yeah,
because you're right. They threw it out there like all the time. Yeah.
Well, and that's kind of like with The Martian. We're going to talk about The Martian at the end of the podcast, but you have heard about it since it came out because it's that good. You've heard about The Martian ever since it was released. Like, some movies just disappear after release day.
A lot of them just get brushed under the rug entirely because advertising is a huge part of it. But there's been,
now, there was plenty of buzz about Fantastic Four.
There's a ton of movies like sometimes I don't even know they're out. Like, what's that movie?
What's the new Johnny Depp movie?
Black
Mask. I haven't heard anything about that since it came out.
I've heard ratings or reviews, people saying that it's good.
Kevin's raising his hand.
The actual guy who Johnny Depp plays. Well, I mean, I don't want to talk over everybody, so I'm gonna raise my hand, like some people.
Whitey Ford used to make awesome music.
But the guy who Johnny Depp plays in the movie, Whitey Bulger.
That's
something
it.
like
that. That's it.
Uncle Cracker.
He actually, I think somebody actually interviewed him from prison. And he ripped Johnny Depp a new one. He was like, I hate the fact that he played me. He did not get me right. Apparently, Johnny Depp thinks he got him right, but the actual guy was like, that's not what happened. That's not how I did things.
Johnny Depp probably did it better.
I'm interested.
I play you better than you.
I play you better than you.
Well, like,
I'm sure it's a good movie.
There's some people like Allison. She's from New England. And she said, like, that name, like, when you heard that name, like, it's legit, like, you don't want to hear that name.
Well, I can.
Because it's a real thing. So I can only imagine if it's like, it's just like all the rest of the movies.
True story movies, I guess.
He's like the last of the greats as far as high profile criminals.
Not Donnie Brasco.
Yeah.
Like all those guys that were supposed to be portrayed.
I felt so bad for Al Pacino. Lefty.
I'm not. You guys can correct me if I'm Isn't that like when the FBI, the whole Black Mass story with Whitey Bulger? Isn't that when the FBI started like working with these
I
monsters?
think
and
so.
stuff like
Yeah,
that?
because they hired him as an informant, and they're trying to tell him what to do, and he's like, "No." But yeah,
They're actually saying that role may be the Oscar winner for Johnny Depp finally.
Oh, has he not got one yet either?
Nope.
How about Leonardo DiCaprio?
I was gonna say, I don't know, Matt. If he has to go against Matt Damon's solo role in this,
Matt Damon.
That's gonna be pretty tough.
have you ever seen Jimmy Kimmel do tweets about Matt Damon?
Yeah.
And actually have Matt Damon talk about him?
He's like big.
Yeah.
He's like no disrespect, Affleck or whatever.
Yeah.
There's one. We're gonna move on to the next show. One that we got over here that I don't know much about, but I'm sure Brooks would like to talk about is the Muppets. What can you tell us about the Muppets, Brooks?
Man, I don't care anybody says.
I heard a lot of different opinions about this show.
Well,
Some
see,
people are like, "Who is this show geared towards?"
Yeah, honestly, because like you got Miss Piggy dressed like a whore. You got Fuzzy the Bear, like
Fozzie.
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 Sorry.
I don't even watch the show anymore.
Fozzie the Bear.
Waka waka waka.
You know, he's like a klepto. I mean, it's real weird, and they do like little. It's almost kind of like a SpongeBob thing where they throw in stuff like adults would be like.
So it's not a sketch comedy show anymore. It's like a series.
It's
a sitcom.
Here, I put it this way: they took the Muppets and they put in 30 Rock, The Office, and Parks and Rec, and put it all in one show.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work.
I think it's funny to see them kind of be like an adult version of.
Well, that's what Santi was telling me is awkward about it.
Yeah.
They took something that everyone
Trying to be real
loved
people.
for being childish and funny and tried to make them look like normal people that live normal lives, and it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, like they made like the band.
Mm-hmm.
They made a reference in the last episode. The Big Bear, and I can't remember his name. He was selling Girl Scout cookies, and someone was like, "Oh yeah, hit the band up. They're always hungry." And
Yeah.
and somebody said something like, "Yeah, but now it's legal."
What?
So they're making little
So
references.
they're trying to be politically correct.
They're trying to appeal to adults the best they can, but still keep the Muppet kind of
Humor.
innocence.
So basically, this is just behind the scenes, basically.
Here's the way it's set up. Miss Piggy is a late night talk show host.
I thought you were going to say
I thought you were going a different direction.
No, she's a late night talk show host,
She likes to get her bacon on.
and
Randall chimes in.
and Kermit is the producer, and you got like Fozzie. He's like the guy that introduces her, tells little jokes, hypes the crowd up, whatever. It's even in the crowd. It's got the two old dudes. in it.
Nice. I was about to ask about them.
And it's funny too because the last episode something happened and like one of the old guys was like, "Ha!" And the other guy kind of looked at him. He was like, "What? I can like stuff sometimes." I mean, it was just like little funny stuff like that. But I mean, it's cool. It's got everybody from. It's got Gonzo in it. It does. I haven't seen Bert and Ernie. No, never mind.
Is
That's
Gonzo still?
Sesame
Is
Street. I've lost my mind today, man.
Is
I can't talk.
Gonzo still in love with his chicken?
Oh,
No. They haven't mentioned it yet. But they've got like the little
illegal.
They've got like the little shrimp.
Hey,
Or
who's
the
to say that
little
he doesn't
crustacean.
believe that chicken is a female? And if he wants to say that chicken is a female,
And I mean,
well, by all means, let him call that chicken a
and
female.
honestly, what is Gonzo?
But they did okay.
Yeah, who knows?
Like
Is it bestiality? Who
in the
knows?
first
He's essentially a snork.
in the first
A snork with a crooked snort.
in the first episode, they made reference. Fozzie was going to meet this chick's parents, and so the guy is he was the bad guy. Anybody watch? I can't think of the show.
That show was that thing, and
Yeah,
those
that
people.
thing with that show. Anyway, so he's like, "So what do you do for a living?" And he's kind of grilling him, and he was like, they were making a lot of like, "you people" jokes, like, "Oh, it's just because you're a bear" kind of thing, and it was like, wow, like
kind of edgy, like
yeah,
emotional,
yeah, like they were like, oh, of course he would like salmon, kind of thing.
I see how this is.
And so it was funny because they were using the Muppet humor but trying to make it adultish. So yeah, it's going to get mixed reviews. Some people are going to be torn by it, but I thought it was funny.
Was it funny?
I thought it was funny.
Apparently.
How many
It was not
episodes in
for
are
me.
you?
I didn't laugh once.
Oh, it's 2 episodes.
But if you go back and watch the Muppets like it was when we watched it when we was younger, I bet there was the same adult humor in it then that we just didn't recognize.
Not like this. They have
Not
been
like
complete.
this.
I've gone back and watched it.
I don't know, man. Like the Rugrats and stuff like that.
This show you can.
This is pretty.
It's awesome.
This show you can the kids can sit there and watch it and enjoy it, but the adult humor is just it's
So
running
it's like-
it's running rampant.
It's like
Yeah, but
they're
in a-
trying to attract the same fan base they had all those years, but now they're all grown up, so they're gonna try to grow up.
Yeah, but
with
we
them.
live in a world where parents are literally complaining about a Princess Leia in her slave costume toy
Yeah.
on the toy aisle. Everybody wants to be offended by something.
There's always going to be something.
So, being a parent, would you let your son watch it?
Oh yeah, in a heartbeat. Because they don't make any, they don't cuss or anything like that. The humor, yeah, I get the humor, but he would probably just see some Muppets. Like he wouldn't laugh when I would laugh, unless he's laughing because I'm
Like,
laughing.
he wouldn't really get.
Yeah, but he would see the Muppets and he would say, "Oh, cool, Muppets." That's about
I
it.
see that Brooks is like, and it says like,
No, I
used to watch
honestly,
Animaniacs.
you know what? I took him to go see. I took him to go see the Minions, I think, and they made an adult joke in the Minions, and I was like, "That's pretty good." And he looked at me and he just went, "It's funny, Dad." I was like, "You little smart ass."
All right. Since we're kind of on the whole silly situation here, there's one show I want to bring up. I'm not going to get too extensive into it. The Scream Queens on Fox. Has anybody else
Oh, I thought that was something
seen
else.
any of that? But
I've
me?
got it. I've got it recorded. Apparently, with the cable company I have, they don't have Fox on demand.
Yeah, it's
So, I haven't watched
coworker of
the first
mine got me to actually watch the first episode. It's ridiculous. It's kind of like I actually asked her when she told me about it if the Wayans brothers produced it because it's basically it's like a scary movie.
But
It's kind of like they're parodying. What? How do you say this word?
Parodying.
David Carradine.
Parodying.
He's the Kung Fu master.
Parody
With the rope.
of
In the closet.
yeah. It's kind of like
Now
scary
you're
movies
almost saying
parody
something like Clue.
that they stretched
In the
out
closet with the rope.
into a TV
In his
series. It's ridiculous. What drew me in, the only reason I watched this first episode, coworker told me about this, and I watched the scene. It's ridiculous.
So did a
There's
coworker tell you about it?
Ariana Grande. Yeah, this singer. She's in the show. Yeah, she's fine. Anyways,
Chris is such a masher. Just sitting in the background going,
she's in her room anyway, right? I'm just gonna tell you guys about this one scene, and I think this kind of sums up the whole series. She's in her room. She gets a text message on her phone. It says, "Are you brave enough to open the door?" I don't actually know if they said it in that voice because it was text messaging. You can't read tones through text. You guys remember that?
Oh, people try.
I read every text for the time.
It just may not be. The
Anyway,
right
she
tone.
goes, okay. So she opens the door, and he texts her. Again, they're standing right in front of each other, okay? They're texting. And this guy's dressed in a big red devil outfit. So he's sitting there texting. It's ridiculous. He's like, I'm going to come in. So she's like, okay. Do you want to dance with the devil? She types, maybe. And then he types.
Does she put any emojis
Is the
in?
moonlight pale?
Yeah, and then he types, I'm going to kill you now. And she texts, please don't.
Wow.
And then he stabs her. And then she kicks him off of her. She's knocked on the ground. She reaches and grabs her phone. She says, please stop killing me. Please stop. On text message,
I mean,
okay?
that's a good example of our generation.
Yes. And this thing is like knocked unconscious for a second. So instead of running, what does she do? She crawls over to her desk, grabs her laptop, knocks it on the ground,
Facebook
logs into Twitter and says, "The Red Devil's killing me. He's killing me now. Please help. Please help." Dude gets up, walks up, stabs her in the back and kills her, right? So she's dead. And then she pops back to life, hits enter because she forgot to send the tweet, and then falls over dead. That explains that whole series.
That reminds me of,
Nice.
what was it, the earthquake that hit the Virginia, D.C. area, the one that cracked the Washington Monument a couple years back? They were saying that the shock wave of the earthquake itself couldn't keep up with the tweets about it. They could literally,
Really?
they could literally follow the tweets where people were saying, "There's an earthquake," and the earthquake tweets spread and were favorited and retweeted so quick it went faster than the actual shock waves.
That's impressive and it's horrible.
Horrible!
All at the same
That is horrible.
time.
I'm dying of an earthquake. Something's going to hit me in the
Put
head.
your
This
dev-
phone will not save me.
Put the device down.
So ridiculous.
That's like this week in the news.
But is it cheesy?
Everybody was talking about the commentator that was talking about the sorority girls that were sitting at the
Yeah,
baseball
they're,
games.
they're all sitting there doing selfies.
They were sitting there and watching them between plays. I'm talking like they were pitching. You know, they were showing the pitcher throwing to the mound. Yeah, and then they would pan over to these sorority girls and they were like, "I've got a churro, bite picture," and every single one of them in this little group that they were filming were playing on their phone the entire time.
Hot
Yep.
dog selfie.
Right.
There was a group of about 8 of them, and they were like 2 rows of them
Yeah,
deep.
yeah.
And
It's just funny because
You saw
on national TV ranting about these girls being on their phones. The
you saw
entire
2
time.
girls like they were like side by side, and you see them. They would take a picture, and they would look at it. They would take another picture, then look at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's the same people who did American Horror Story and Glee.
Is it really?
Yeah.
So American Horror
Oh, Horror Story, American Horror
meets
Story,
Glee.
and Glee.
And Glee is from the same creator.
So they just
Spring
really
Flames.
wanted to combine them,
I'm about to say, it
That's what
sounds like
looks
they just said, "Hey,
just without the singing, I guess.
So they're gonna be singing.
they'll probably bust out a
They
tune."
probably just wanted to make a show that was just so ridiculous that if it actually became a show that a lot of people watched, it would just be a laughing stock.
So
Is it cheesy?
Is that
Like,
all?
is it?
It's cheesy.
But is it like bad
Honestly,
cheesy? Or
like,
is it?
yeah, it does have its moments. I honestly think there's gonna. I think there are some groups out there that are already kind of actively upset about it because they do have a few things that I could see upsetting people. Because there's this deaf girl in it, and they kind of make fun of the whole deaf thing a lot. There's this one part where they're screaming, and she's like, "Are you screaming? Are you singing? Are you singing Taylor Swift?" And they're all screaming for their lives, and she just starts singing Taylor Swift and stuff. And I was watching, I was kind of like, man, there's gonna be some people out there upset about this whole thing.
Well,
like they just kind of make fun of her, like the first
never mind,
half
that
of the
was-
series. Yeah, and they
Oh,
make
like-
a lot of fun of sorority. So
Like Matt said, somebody's gonna find something to be mad about
Yeah.
it. some
yeah, there's
point in
always
time,
gonna be
yeah.
somebody
Some people
find
can't
something.
hear about it.
I want to talk about maybe just a couple more shows before we transition over and talk about The Martian. Sleepy Hollow. Did any of you guys?
Yes. Well, I didn't realize it came out. So again.
But you did
Oh
watch
yeah,
it.
I've
before,
kept
right?
up with it. The season finale of last season, I didn't realize that that what's her face wasn't gonna be in it anymore, and I was like, Now that I think the son can't find him, mom, whatever. So what else are they gonna do?
See, and that's what I was thinking too. Now, I like Sleepy Hollow.
I did too because his.
But when it
because-
first came out, I was just like, I don't see how far this show can go.
Well, with his old timey like 18th century humor, and her, it made sense because he would make a joke and he was like, "What is this tweets you talk about?"
I'll tell you one thing that bothers me, like, when are they going to update his wardrobe?
Because he walks around in,
Yeah.
in Renaissance.
Oh, is he
clothing.
still rocking the
Oh
old
yeah,
school?
dude, he's still
Yeah,
rocking
dude, every
the
time
ruffled shirt.
Yeah, it's like he's doing reenactments like 24/7. The new season premiered, I believe, this week. It was okay. I think in a way it's they're kind of trying to reboot the series
All right,
in a way.
I was going to say, because after last season, they kind of had to.
Yeah, it's like a fresh start.
Yeah, because
Abby Mills is like an FBI agent now.
Oh, really?
But somehow they found a way to have her in the FBI, yet they're still gonna mix that with all these demons and stuff. All of a sudden,
Nice.
like it wasn't a Federal Bureau thing before, but now all of a sudden it is. That's convenient. But yeah, it was okay. What about the Blacklist? I know you guys watched that.
Yeah,
Two
let's
thumbs
talk
up.
about the
No,
Blacklist.
I'm
It's
way
awesome.
behind. I haven't watched any
It
of
is
this
so
since the
good.
first season.
You guys are such David Spader fanboys.
He's a good actor.
James.
James Spader.
James Spader?
Yeah.
Who's David Spader?
I think you just put David Spade with it.
You're right.
R.
Delete that.
No, staying in.
Nope. Proof that
Forever.
Matt can make mistakes.
Forever and ever.
I very much liked the season premiere.
Right? The season premiere was interesting. Like, it was. Yeah.
I was really wondering what direction they were going to go.
Details, Brooks, details.
I'm
really
giving up
wondering what
talking.
direction they were going to go with her being an alleged Russian spy, and at the end of the episode,
Yeah, she.
Well, hold on. Where are you at, Matt? Like, have you?
he doesn't watch it.
On what?
I thought you were watching it.
I just called him David Spader. What do you think?
Who said
Cody
that?
watches it.
Who said
He's
that they
very
were
behind.
watching? Who said that they
Yeah.
were watching it though? Somebody said that they were on the first season.
I think Quentin caught up with it. I know him.
Was it Quentin?
Didn't you watch it, Chris? No, I haven't. I started watching it when it first came out. I really liked it, but I had a conflict on my DVR. And
You know, it's on Netflix.
yeah, well, yeah, I know. It's just when I binge watch, it's like that's all I watch, and I can't do that.
I think it's really good because I've kept up with all of it. And
I actually went through whenever I knew the premiere was coming out. I actually went through on Netflix and rewatched it just to kind of.
There was a lull in season 2, but it's picked back up again.
Well, just like you said, the end of the first episode.
I have no idea where they're going to go with it now.
no.
I was surprised that happened.
I actually thought she was going to go to Tom.
That's exactly.
I was thinking Tom too.
Because whenever she said the address, he's like, "Oh, no, don't do that."
So overall, it's a pretty good show, though. Right? Is it
It's-
still like it's.
I mean,
I don't know. Is it
he
still
is
like got the same
perfect for that
momentum as it
role.
did in the beginning? Because I know it's been raved about. Like
It really did. Like he has made such a comeback with just that show. Like because he's not crazy. He's very methodical, but he's
a
dangerous.
genius.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's dangerous, but he has like this playful side about him.
Yeah, like in the episode, he's like, "Yeah," she's like, "Oh, don't kill me." He's like, "No, we're not going to kill you,
We're
dear.
just going to lock
I'm
you
just
in the
going to
closet.
get your phone and lock you in the bathroom." He's like,
But
"By
in the
way,
same episode, he did pull
by
his
the
gun.
way, by the way, still talking."
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were. You didn't raise your hand.
But no, and while he was talking to the maid, he's like, "Oh, we're gonna lock you up in the bathroom." He's like, "By the way," he's like, your hair frames your face so lovely." She's like, "Oh, thank you." But yet, at the same time, he would backhandedly shoot you in the head.
Yeah, like he pulled the gun on the sister and was like, "Hey, who'd you tell?" Like he was
Yeah,
literally about to shoot the sister.
Exactly.
all right, let's not spoil too much. Some people like me
Too late.
gotta catch up on this show.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's nothing like
I'm
that.
gonna briefly bring up one more show, and then I'm just gonna hand it over to Matt so he can tell us about The Martian. I just wanted to say something about Empire. No, none of you guys. I don't think you guys watched that, right? It's a great show, amazing. Season 2 just started this week.
Hustle and Flow sequel.
Yeah, it's basically a Hustle and Flow sequel. Season 2 started this week. Came off to a crazy start. Chris Rock was in it. He played a cannibal. Not going to get too much into that. It was kind of far-fetched. Like, I don't know
Cannibal
why
on
they went there.
Empire?
Yeah. Chris Rock, he was on there he played this guy named Frank Gallows, and it's all taking place. Well, I'm not going to tell you where it takes place, but there's a scene where he's just sitting there eating, and it's like human meat. So it's
Is this
kind
an
of
assumption, or
far-fetched.
does this actually say that this is like a person that he's eating?
It doesn't show like, hey, there's the body and there's a section missing, but it's talked about how he's a cannibal and he's like, I'm hungry, and then they cut to a scene with him wearing this long apron, blood all over it, and he's eating human meat.
Straight up
And it was just kind of far-fetched for me. I don't know why they threw that in there, but they wrapped it up real quick. So anyway, it's off to a crazy start, but it's getting good. I'm not gonna go too much into it. Empire's a great show. If you guys hadn't watched it, watch it. It's very good.
You
Like
said
if you want to know about
soundtrack's
like the
good.
music industry and stuff like that, it's really cool to watch them make the music because they got a lot of good producers like Timberland on the show, and like you actually get to see them make the movie, music or whatever. It's really good. But anyway, that's really all I got to talk about.
And then we got
Please.
Once Upon a Time. I'm
Let's go ahead and do
I'm
that.
currently catching up on that one, so I haven't actually watched the newest episode.
good-
But I know
Yeah, I didn't
Randall
know if you
has.
wanted to.
Randall doesn't have a choice. He has to watch it.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time is a great show.
I watched it for a while. and
really
just lost
like-
track of it.
I really like the twist that they put on everything. Rumpelstiltskin is like at the heart of everything. He's the villains in all the stories. He's the Beast from Beauty and the Beast. I mean,
Yeah.
he's
The twists they add to things
Yeah,
are
it's
clever.
excellent.
He was in Trainspotting. He's Bigsby.
was it really?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
What's his name? Yeah.
No,
So-
that's right.
He was a crazy
The
person.
actor, yeah.
Evan McGregor was like,
So it's worth
he's
watching.
a mate. He's like, what's
I
your
mean,
name?
Oh, it's
Was-
definitely worth watching.
Is this what? Is it the third season?
No.
They
no, I
just
think
started
it's
the fifth.
the fifth.
Oh, is it that deep?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and
it's-
I watched the premiere this week.
I'm just joking.
Well, I mean, if you
I
want
just
to
interrupted.
I'm sorry, I didn't know if you.
No.
Go ahead, Randall.
No, I'm very excited
Yeah,
about
so
it because
anyway.
all the different characters that get added in. Like this
Well-
past episode was
Go ahead.
Wizard of Oz. It had a Wizard of Oz twist to it.
That's good. Did they have monkeys?
No, well they've done that
No. Well,
because they got the Wicked Witch. on
Yeah,
there.
but it was just cool seeing. I don't want to give any of it away, but
yeah, I know. It's hard.
Well, they're going a lot more into the medieval times of it right this
right,
season.
they're going
yeah,
to
they
Camelot.
Right.
They
And
go
They're,
Camelot.
they're,
Yeah,
on-
you
they're
meet
on a
King
search
Arthur.
for Merlin.
Right.
So I know that much. So I'm pretty excited to see where they go with that.
So they went from modern, like Frozen and all that stuff, to now they're actually going.
They've always gone back and forth like that.
Because there's
Yeah.
like storybook land, and
Mhm.
then there's real.
Well, they
world.
kind of added the Frozen stuff when Frozen just became the thing that everyone was talking about.
Oh dear Jesus.
Yeah, and what I thought was pretty cool, this week's premiere, they actually had Merida from Brave
Yeah.
on there, which was pretty cool. I don't
Is it
want
on
to give too much of
Netflix?
the story away from
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
It is on that. Was it the
Well,
first four
First
seasons?
three or four maybe.
Yeah.
But it's on the new episodes are on Hulu.
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Catch up on Hulu before it gets rid of the first five
Yeah.
because it does that five
yeah.
episode rotation.
Fucking Hulu.
Just what I would do, just set it up to record, and then binge watch it, and you got them sitting on your DVR or whatever. So, but it's a great show. I highly recommend that. too.
Yeah, I did that with Fear of the Walking Dead, and I
Yeah,
haven't
it
even. I stopped watching.
Why is the Junkie Son still alive?
Man is a mastermind genius.
I don't think
behind
too many
it.
people's watching that show.
I haven't. I need to go back and watch the last couple episodes,
I
but
could get interested. in it.
I've lost interest.
It's so
I'm
slow.
Well, doesn't the new season start? Is it tonight?
October
Is it
11th, next weekend.
next weekend?
Hold on, let's
That's
see.
what I'm excited for.
Yep, the 11th. Yep, you're right.
And I'm happy about that
Well,
because
should
the
we-
12th is a federal holiday.
Should we give a quick shout out to what we're excited to see coming up
Might as
before
well.
the Martian?
Might as well cover it.
Well,
Because
let's-
Flash in there.
Yeah, let's hold
Well, we
that.
don't have to talk about the
Yeah.
shows we're excited for. We just want to point them out.
All right.
Things that we're going to talk about in future episodes. So we're definitely going to be talking about the next season of The Walking Dead because who knows what's going to happen? Because the end of the last season was crazy.
Yeah,
And if you haven't caught up, they just released season 5 on Netflix. Catch up.
I will say Rick is back.
Rick,
Oh, full force.
Full force.
Yeah.
And it was.
We got to get this guy over here to start watching it again.
Like crazy Rick or
Yes.
like cop style?
Like
Rick?
badass.
Both.
Rick. Like you're not.
A little mix.
he
of
wants
both.
to run the town, but he
Yeah.
wants to run it his way.
Yep. Like,
So-
it's like,
Dun, dun.
this
Anybody's
is.
got a problem doesn't have to stick around.
Basically.
I will say at the end of the month, I will be calling my cable provider and buying stars for a month for Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ash vs.
okay.
Evil Dead, I'm definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will subscribe to stars for that.
Well, too bad Netflix and Stars aren't friends anymore. That'd be on Netflix too.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and wrap up the TV shows
Okay,
for
so
today. Matt, I know you want to talk about The Martian.
I do want to talk about The
Let's go
Martian
ahead.
because I feel like all of the educated people that are listening to our podcast are the type of people that would enjoy this movie. I would like to point out that the first thing that I thought when I left this movie, no offense, Brooks, but anyone that wears a flat bill cap is not going to enjoy this movie. And I say that because there was this frat boy wannabe dude that was playing on his phone in front of us that was obviously bored by the movie and was like, dude, this is shit, when he left, because he doesn't get it. It is a very intelligent movie. I will say The Martian is very... it's not so much that you have to pay attention, but I could see where it would lose someone that's not very science-minded.
Maybe tech savvy too.
Maybe tech savvy. Yeah.
So if you like Armageddon, you will not like this movie.
Right. I feel like somebody might go into this movie expecting something along the lines of Armageddon, something that's more action-packed. I don't want to say that it's not action-packed because it's not, but it's just it's a drama. It's sci-fi, but it's things all based in today's technology. Like, it's things that are conceivable. You can see this actually happening, and you feel like it's actually happening because it involves you that much. It just draws you in, and it's amazing. I can't even say amazing.
Does the trailer give it justice or hurt it?
You know, I'm actually happy about the trailer because it's one of the few trailers that gets the point across without giving too much away.
Yeah.
Because you see that in so many trailers now.
What made me ask that is because you said that it's not too action-packed, but it is got some in it. And
They
it seems
might
like
have-
the trailer. It seems like the trailer might use all the action scenes to.
There
get
are
people
more
in.
scenes that are very involved that kind of get you on the edge of your seat kind of thing. To an extent, it kind of becomes predictable because you know it's not all going to go well, so you're expecting things to go wrong. But then things go well, and you're not expecting them to go well. And, you know, it kind of bounces back and forth. So, without giving anything away, I will just say it's a fantastic movie, fantastic acting, fantastic writing, directing. Okay, it's a Ridley Scott film. I might be biased because I'm an Aliens fan, and I actually like Prometheus. So screw everybody that thinks it's horrible.
I'm actually excited to see the second. What he does with the second.
Yes.
Like.
But I will say it's Ridley Scott, and he's back.
He's back. All right.
Would you put that as your best film of the year so far?
Maybe.
We're pretty deep in 2015.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of course, it's been compared to Gravity on every single turn. Every single article that you read is compared to Gravity. But you know what I would compare it to? I would compare it to Locke. The Tom Hardy movie where he's in the car talking on the phone, and he really has to pull you into that movie all by himself with the drama of the story behind what's going on. It's kind of like that with more people involved because it goes back to like Mission Control, and it says it basically shows you everything that's going on here on Earth and what he's doing there. But it's one of those solo things where the wrong actor could have really screwed that entire movie. But Matt Damon does an amazing job with it. And he keeps it from being...
That's all I can make.
Well, and you think you'd lose your mind, but it's almost like he talks to himself in a comical way that keeps himself entertained, that I feel like it's something I would do. It's something that you relate to it.
Oh, Tom Hanks.
Kind of, except he doesn't have a Wilson.
Wilson! All right, well, yeah, definitely looking forward to that. Got to check it out. I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up this week's show, but next week we are going to be talking about the Arrowverse. We're very excited to talk about it. Flash and Arrow. We're also going to talk about another DC show, Gotham, which has gotten really good.
Yes, got
Really good this year. That and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
So stay tuned and look forward to listening to that next week. It's going to be awesome. Once again, we're Bush League Geek. Look for us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Podbean, any podcast app, whatever.
Just
Whatever you
look for
like,
us.
whatever tickles your pickle.
Hashtag TV.
Hashtag TV.
Hashtag Bush League Geek.
Until next time.
Hashtag.
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 Hashtag
Hashtag Brooks hashtags everything. Hashtag.